Wanna see the light. See the light. I wanna 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 see
got off the wires. When I close my eyes, disconnected and tired. I see you. I see you, yeah. And I know you keep asking me, flames and fire. It's just fired. It's just fired. I was wrong, but I made it right. You came begging day and night. I don't wanna hit the bottom. Don't go out of your state of mind. I've been counting 1 to 10. I'll be back when you'll be dead. With my music together again. I see, yeah, I see you go down. Yeah, I see you go down. I see, yeah, I see you go down. Yeah, I see you go down. And I It's just fired.
I see you go down, yeah, I see you go down. I see you go down, yeah, I see you
Just fired. Fire. I know you keep asking me, flames and fire. I know you are done with me. It's just fired.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality.
I'm just enough to make you smile, and you need me to hold you close, and all your fears that you dream of will disappear and flutter on. Whoa, hold on just a little. We'll meet right here in the middle ground is where we'll stand. Let go of the riddle, 'cause you'll find life is a riddle that we're not meant to understand. But I'm so just look on, and I'll look down, and all your fears have run aground. Then you said, all I ever wanted was to love like this. All I ever needed was to feel like something more than a closed door flat on the floor. I can offer so much more. All I ever wanted was to feel at ease. All I ever needed was to get up off my feet. 'Cause I believe in love. Hold on just a little. We'll meet right here in the middle ground is where we'll stand. Let go of the riddle, 'cause you'll find life is a riddle that we're not meant to understand. But I'm so
Sun is out here overseas. Dark emotions ever torn so deep. Falling down through the clouds. I'm feeling you. Stay away from me. You keep haunting me. I feel that I've been chasing dreams. Keep holding on to memories. Tears that I will not regret. Sacrifice will prove instead. Through the landscapes I review, I can't be honest. I know you too. Walking down through the fields, I still want you. Stay away from me. Stay away from me. Stay away from me. You keep haunting me. I feel that I've been chasing dreams. Keep holding on to memories. Tears that I will not regret. Sacrifice will prove instead. I feel that I've been chasing dreams. Keep holding on to memories. Tears that I will not regret. Sacrifice will prove instead.
Woke up, told myself to push and never stop. I've been stressed out, watching both these hands around the clock. With my eyes wide, trying to get the panorama shot. Whole world getting blurry to me, answers getting lost. So I watch my back and keep it moving to the front. And remember that the world's yours, do it how you want. You've been waiting here for too long, think it's time for you to move on. Realize that there's real lies in these real times to be
Been
strong.
waiting all my life, and it was right before my eyes. Watching all this time slip by. Now I realize. You know I've been waiting. 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 Wait for me.
time to shine just like a diamond. When life is rough and I ain't with that funny stuff, I use it all as motivation, but it's hard to have the patience. Watching time fly by might be the hardest thing I have to do in life. Frustrated that I ain't where I want to be yet, but I know that I'ma make it if I chase that check. Yes.
Cause I done seen the time go by for too many years now when the stars were aligned. Cause I done seen the time go by. Yeah, I done seen the time go
I've been
by.
waiting all my life, and it was right before my eyes. Watching all this time slip by, now I realize I've been waiting all my life, and it was right before my eyes. Watching all this time slip by, now I realize. You know I've been waiting, 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 but will you wait for me?
When I let you go, ooh, I just pull you closer. Ooh. I can't understand where it came from, but you got it, I got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you give to me. Loosening my grip as pulled you into me. When I let you go, it just pulled you closer. It's a long departure. It's a long departure. Before I see you again, before it all makes sense, but I can't hold you back. And I still don't understand where it came from, but you're back in with the passion. I'm awake with the flame in a hailstorm. I'm back in, I gotta have it. Everything to do with what you give to me. Loosening my grip as pulled you into me. When I let you go, it just pulled you closer. It's a long departure.
to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire.
Dude, it's all good. I feel refreshed, man. You know, what break is so necessary.
How about you give us an introduction and tell us what we to look forward to today?
Dude, if you were a fruit, what fruit would you be?
A banana? Alright, so Regulus, if you could relate yourself or your project, whichever one you want to go with, to a fruit, which fruit would it be and why?
Okay, I'll go with the Eagle Burst and banana.
Why banana, though?
Because I just, every time I speak with H1, it feels like I'm feeling one more piece of that banana, and it keeps getting better and better.
That sounds dope.
That project is awesome. So every time you think you know everything about it, it just surprises you.
You're the kind of guy. You're the kind of guy that if you were sat in the same room, you'd be eating a banana and maintaining aggressive eye contact. That's the kind of
higher thing into his mouth as well.
yeah.
I think the thing that we'll focus on this week is making sure that you stretch.
I don't know. I reckon a coconut. A green one.
A green coconut. Okay, we've had coconut, but not a green one. Why?
I don't know, you gotta go through the hard stuff before you get to the good stuff. So.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I think I would say probably a mango is like a fruit that you think is like pretty good, but when you actually bite into it, you're like, oh, this is delicious and amazing. Because like I'm all about trying to make things fun, make things enjoyable, and maybe a little bit surprising. Like, you know, your own mentality can make such a big difference in your life, your positivity and stuff. And I really, really enjoy being in spaces with all the people here, the other spaces that I've been in, and learning from everybody. So I get really excited, and I hope other people do too.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Crypto Lamb Show. I hope you're all doing well. We've got a very cool project on today, Warfare 1, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we've also got some giveaways to do as well. Let's say hello to everybody. Hello everybody. And silence. Brilliant. No one? Everybody? It's just me. Okay. It's just me right now. Everybody's muted. Not sure if anybody can hear me. Maybe my audio is wrong. No, it seems to be right. There we go. It's because I had it on voice activity. I'm such an idiot. I had it on push to talk instead of voice activity. I just said that we're live, say hello everybody, and that we got a couple of giveaways to do and stuff like that. That couldn't have gone better if I tried.
It's okay, man. We all fuck up sometimes.
No worries. How's it going? Good morning.
Some of us more than others.
Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. We, of course, have Warfare 1 on today. I'm just going to turn the gain down on my microphone a little bit. It's a little bit loud. So yeah, we have Warfare 1 on, which is an awesome project on Avalanche, however you pronounce it. And they're going to be sharing with us what they are doing over there and what Warfare 1 is exactly. But also, I think we are in for a treat with some free alpha, potentially, as well. But before we go to the full introductions, what giveaways do we have today, guys?
We've got some SAN on whitelists for their free mint on ETH coming. And then we've got...
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Thank you for clarifying, Rugos. I appreciate you. And then I've got a couple whitelist tickets for the Ego versus Hunter mint that's coming up to give away as well. So I think we've got like 5 things to give away today, Andy.
That's awesome, man. It would be really good. So there's 5 things to give away. We will do that via the raffle system. I will announce when I start doing that in a little while. But for now, we have somebody special here to introduce themselves from Warfare 1. Hello, who are you? Tell everybody who you are.
My name is Play to Earn with Chris. So my name is Christian. And yeah, so I'm part of the Warfare team. I'm the part owner with Damp Baby. Unfortunately, he had some connection issues, and I wish he was able to share this platform with me. But the show must go on, you know?
Yeah, it's a shame he can't be here, but you know, life is life. It is what it is. But tell us a little bit about yourself as well. What got you into this part of the world of crypto and NFTs?
Yeah, so my crypto journey actually started, let me see, well, clearly I had to make some money. So it was during college. I think at that point I was working at Home Depot for $10.10. So I was only able to get a little bit of crypto at that point, around 2012, 2014. And then I dabbled a little bit more with crypto, and I lost a pretty big bag a couple of years later. And then earlier this year, I actually decided to get back into crypto. But what got me in specifically for Play to Earn was, during COVID, clearly everyone started playing. There was a good amount of people that, started playing some Call of Duty. I started playing some Call of Duty during COVID. And I was like, you know what? There has to be a way I can make some money of playing video games. I was looking into streaming. I actually made a couple videos on my gameplay for Call of Duty, and I was pretty excited about it. And then I just came across, looking at TikTok, these games were coming, clips of Call of Duty, and out of nowhere, I would get this Play to Earn video that comes out of nowhere. And it kind of, caught my interest. I was doing some research on it. And then the High Indian, I'm sure a lot of people know about the High Indian and his videos that he would make on Play to Earn. He actually got me into Harmony with the project DFK. I got in, and I kind of felt like that ship has sailed for me. I invested some money in DFK, but a lot of people were making a lot of money, and at that time, I just thought the ship sailed. And so I said to myself, the next project he makes a video on, I'm jumping in pretty big. And then that project ended up being Oneverse. Oneverse being a project in Harmony. If for those that don't know or aren't aware, Damp Baby and I actually came from Oneverse. I initially became an investor in the project. I love the group of guys there, their vision, their work ethic. Seeing what they were capable of curating. I did whatever I could to become a mod there. At that time, I didn't even know what a mod was. I just recently downloaded Discord, so I was very new to the game. This was back in February. So I got into the mod. I did whatever I could with some background of entrepreneurship. I knew what was needed to be to, show, these individuals that I could be an asset to the team. I climbed the ladder very quickly. From a mod, I became a lab lead. And then the lab lead, I became head lab, which is part owner of the game. And then from there, I fell in love with it. The community that we were able to gather around in this project for, having a lot of people align themselves with our vision and be able to believe in us, that was something that I love. And being able to work with people around the world is such an amazing feeling. I started some companies in real life here in regards to real estate, and so I never really dabbled with working with people around the world. And so with this play to earn avenue that I went towards, it gave me the opportunity to work with people around the world, and I thought that was a really big impact in my life, being able to help other people make money around the world, and it's such an amazing feeling. And then from there, Damp and I decided to venture out. We decided to make our own game, and now we're here with Warfare 1.
That's awesome, man. I always love to hear the journey and the natural progression of projects and teams like that. Like you say, working with people all around the world, there's something special about it, and it does make the world feel a little bit smaller in a strange kind of way. But it is cool. You get to meet so many different people from different backgrounds. So, I mean, like, what have been, like, would you say the biggest barriers or challenges for you guys?
I mean, Warfare 1, we've learned a lot from OV. So OneVerse has taught us quite a bit on what we needed, who we needed to hire, who we needed to work with, what was needed to create a game. And so that really shortened our learning curve in regards to creating our game Warfare 1. But majority of the barriers that we're dealing with right now is currently marketing. I know we currently have the team. We know we have the thing that we need to make sure that this project gets to where it needs to be. But I think one of our biggest liability, or something that we definitely need to work on, is marketing. But every person has their own journey. Even though I do want to have high numbers in regards to our Twitter and our Discord, I know our time will come. Damp and I are very bullish on ourselves. We're very confident individuals, and we're really excited on what we're working on. And that's one thing, and hopefully, someone comes alongside with our journey that specializes in marketing, or if someone's listening and you specialize in marketing in regards to getting a project out there and increasing numbers organically, we're more than happy to give you guys a hear or an ear to listen. Feel free to pitch yourself to us. We're more than happy to look for people that are willing to become an asset to the team. Because I'm excited about this game. I'm like, this is what I eat, drink. This is what I do every single day. And so I want this to be out there for the masses to hear and be able to play. And I know a lot of people have probably a bad taste in play to earn games, just due to the current, situation we're in regards to the markets. And I would love for people to give us a try, an opportunity to, that play to earn is going to be here to stay. I know a lot of games are still in development, so I'm excited to see where everyone's going to be in the next, 2, 3, 5 years.
Yeah, it's a really good point. With regards to the current market, that was actually going to be my next question, because obviously Bitcoin has just fallen now to 18,800 approximately. With some people, making some wild predictions, on the price. I'm not going to sit here and speculate on what that might be. But it is obviously, a very volatile.
It's going low.
You're probably more qualified than I to tell us potentially where. Do you have any idea? Do you think?
Well, one, I don't do TA. I don't think TA works in crypto. Everyone can disagree with me on that. I understand, but it's about community and population sentiment generally in TA. It's not necessarily about actual fundamentals. It's about what people think. It's more psychology. And I don't think the market's mature enough yet to do TA. So I don't think there's any resistance levels that I could probably utilize. But I sent a link in our normal chat to send out what's going on in China. And the economic crisis coming in China is significantly bigger than what we dealt with in 2008. I think on a factor of 10. I sent a Patrick Boyle video to Andy and the rest of the chat last night, because I was watching with my wife, because we're both in school for economics, so we're nerds. And so I think it's going lower. And I don't think that's necessarily an indication of the value of Bitcoin. I think it's just the indication of where the markets overall are headed. And it kind of sucks, right? It's not ideal that China's dealing with a tremendous amount of debt crisis that they can't really do anything about. That's not really good. You know what I mean? It's honestly super bad. But in times of great chaos are times of great opportunity. So it is still going to continue to be a bear market for a little bit, everybody. So if you have your strategy, if you're DCAing or you're, accumulating, that's probably still going to be pretty valuable. Just recognize that I wouldn't ape into anything right now, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? So do DCA, right? So if you have $200 to spend on Bitcoin, don't buy $200 of Bitcoin right now. right? Like spend like $20, and then like tomorrow spend a little bit more, right? Because if the price goes down, you're getting more and more Bitcoin for that $20. That's up to whether you think that's a good idea or not, but that's financial advice. Everyone do their own thing, but that would be where I would go with the Bitcoin conversation. Sorry, it's got to go lower. There's really no other way.
I mean, sorry for kind of deviating from the topic there, Chris. I didn't mean to, but it's obviously it's the biggest thing right now in terms of downturn. There's just so many things happening, like you mentioned, Priest. In China. I don't know if you agree or disagree with this or not, Priest. But in terms like if there was a full swing bull market, everything is kind of flowing properly and stuff like that, then maybe support and resistance kind of TA can be a little bit more potentially utilized. But in this sort of downturn where everything is just in chaos because of the markets, it's just one of those sorts of things. Don't kind of believe the hype. If you see crypto Twitter saying the only way is up from here, I wouldn't necessarily follow suit.
I think that any type of TA has to deal with, like I said, it's the psychology of the populace, and until we have a larger representation of the populace, I don't think it's really we're able to utilize the same tools, right? Because realistically, TA is matching things that happened previously to what's going on now because the human condition is cyclical. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, astrology is right sometimes too.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I believe in it, but sometimes people will say some shit. They're like, "Wow, actually kind of fits me to a T," right? So like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of where we are with TA. But I think relating this back to where we come with Warfare 1, though, like the important part of Warfare 1 is that it's free to play, right, Chris? So like the whole point of this is like there's not a barrier to entry even in a bear market. So like the whole point of like the awesomeness behind Warfare 1, we can talk about the art, and I know we're going to go there. But like it's also a game that allows people to play. And I think that's kind of the most important part of gaming that people don't really understand. I think one of the things that I got from one of my previous conversations with Chris was that like gamers are gamers, right? And they're going to do the things that they want to do. And like gamers don't stop gaming because the bear market's around, right? Like they know what's valuable. And like there's a reason why we sought out to bring Warfare 1 on the podcast as soon as I had a conversation with them, right? Like we were able to be shared a video of their trailer, and it's just like, yep, this makes sense. I like this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't care what the market conditions are. So like bring it full circle. I do apologize. I kind of talk around in a circle there, but we've got a market that's gonna be kind of crazy, and that kind of sucks. But there's still really good things that are going on, and that's kind of like my favorite part of the podcast is like no matter what shitty shit's going on in the world around us, like whether it's a Harmony hack or AVAX lawyer shit or anything, right? Like we still have the opportunity to have these conversations with these projects that are still building and making awesome things that fill the needs that we all see as there. So as a long-winded way of saying great job, Chris, I appreciate it. Let's get back to something around the thing. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
No, not at all. Not at all, man. That's kind of your bag, isn't it? With economics and finances is something that you know quite well. So no, don't apologize at all, man. It's always nice to hear your insight. But the where I was going with that, obviously it's a very difficult market right now with many things happening, such as in China, like you shared, Priest. Also the fact that the UK now has a balloon with a face painted on it as for a prime minister as well. There's so many things that can affect the dynamic of the world. So essentially, what are the are you taking that into consideration with a play to earn a play to earn game such as Warfare 1, and what is it you're potentially doing, if anything, to kind of make it more appealing to people to want to come in? Because obviously that's going to be one of the most difficult things, isn't it? Is kind of attracting people and say, hey, put some money here, mint an NFT, whatever, and play our game. Whereas a lot of people might want to hold on to that cash. So what would you say to those?
Yeah, so Priest had he had actually a lot of good points, in regards to the market. I know Gant would have had an amazing conversation with you, but I do agree that, Bitcoin is still fairly early in regards to TA, being able to have an assumption of where the market's going. But in regards to the game, in regards to where the market's going, unfortunately it is where it's at. And we're in the industry of creating a game, and so no matter what Bitcoin ends up doing, we're still in development. And unfortunately, people may have invested more than they should have, and in reality, they may have a bad taste in crypto and in video games. And so to retain that initial investment or that initial engagement of seeking what is play to earn, we would like to have those doors open, allowing them to play our game for free. And I think that's super crucial for all these other games, because when you have doors, you're limiting somebody to enter your gameplay, and that person could be, a 3D artist that would have been a major asset, or a game dev that may have played your game and like, hey, I really love what you're working on, and the only reason why I got here is because your game is free. And having that opportunity of opening those doors for people to play our game, and to the masses, and allowing them to feel free to give their insight or what their opinions are in regards to making the game better. And that's one of the greatest thing about play to earn games, is that we're building the game for the community, and allowing that opportunity for the community to have a voice is really crucial, because before play to earn, all these game development companies are building a game that they expect or assume that people want to play. And when they're building a game for 2 years and the game is out and no one wants to buy it, that's a situation that, is unfortunate, but it happens. And in play to earn gaming, having that opportunity where you have that community and being able to allow people to play for free, for us is just free information, free marketing, being able to get some intel, what the masses want in regards to the game. And that would essentially make sure that there's going to be players for our game. And I personally think that, a lot of these games are going to be going towards that route, because, if Priest is correct, which I assume, I do align my sentiment in regards to the market to his perspective, and the market does continue to go down. These bags, they're going to be a lot of reserves that it's not going to be in the crypto, because people don't want to take a loss. And then if they're trying to dabble with the play to earn space, they're going to go towards a game that, they're going to be able to feel, be able to play, be able to, get their hands on the keyboards or on the controller. And if it's something that they physically are tuned to, where they're playing and for 30 minutes, it ends up being 4 hours, and they're like, where did those 4 hours go? They're going to want to invest. And so I think having a free to play is very crucial for most games in this current condition.
For sure, completely agree with that. I mean, it's like there's I've said it before on here as well, where you have so many different games that you can play on mobile, for example, where it's like, hey, buy this pack of gold, and a lot of people get really, really addicted to that, and it's just microtransaction after microtransaction. And the thing is, the good of what you guys are doing is, rather than saying, hey, have this microtransaction or whatever repeated throughout the day, or kind of pay to win kind of model. The best thing to kind of say about your type of project is, hey, come and play our game. It's just as addictive. If you like that kind of thing, it's that kind of there's a word for it, but I've completely lost it. But essentially, they can sit there and earn money. So tell us more about Warfare 1 in terms of what it is, and what's behind it. What are the NFTs, tokens, that kind of thing. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Of course. So Warfare 1 is a battle royale game. It's a top-down. It's a little different than most battle royale games that people are accustomed to. And the reason why we decided to go to battle royale route is because during COVID, Call of Duty, Fortnite was probably one of the two biggest games that most people have downloaded, bought, invested money into it. And so we wanted to make sure that we're attracting a market that's already there. And so a lot of people, with all the other game genres that we could have gone, for me personally, Battle Royale was my forte. I know Damp had different games that he played growing up. He's more of like the mind guy, you got to figure stuff out. I'm more of the guy, give me a gun, I'm running 1 versus 4, I'm going to compete. I'm more of a competitive individual. So Battle Royale is a little bit more of my alley of a game. And so I was really excited when we both agreed on moving forward on the Battle Royale game. And so with the Battle Royale, I know it's top down. Some games that you could possibly look up is Super Animal Royale. That was a game that, we came across through our research. I think the first game was Battle.io that I believe that's what it's called. Dan threw me the link, and the graphics were pretty dinky. And so I was like, I understand the concept of what they're trying to do with the top down. but I'm sure there's a game out there with better graphics. There's games that has the ability of capturing that wow, they really invested a lot of time and a lot of money into this game. And so we started doing some research, and Super Animal Royale, this is something that came up, and I was like, you know what, we can make that happen. We could 100% make that happen. And Damp and I had the biggest smiles on our face when we both agreed on something very quickly. I think that was a conversation of 3 hours, and that same day we contacted everyone that we needed to contact. And we started working the next day. And that was a good thing about Damp and I, is that we're both entrepreneurs. We're both individuals that have the mentality of working efficient. And so creating a game similar to Battle Royale, we're not recreating anything. We understand how Battle Royale is played. For those that don't know, it's a group, a set numbers. You land with no guns at all. You might land with the melee weapon, and you're running around looking for guns, different weapons, and your goal is to be the last one to survive. Very simple concept. And as an entrepreneur going into a new industry, it's very crucial to create something simple, get it to the market, show people that you're capable of creating a game. And this is very crucial in what Damp and I are trying to accomplish here, because our vision, I know I'm digressing in regards to what you asked, but our vision overall is to create a gaming studio, a gaming company that creates multiple games. And so for us to get to that point, we needed to make something simple, something ready to go out there, but difficult or technical enough for people to be like, these guys are onto something. And so for me, being the guy that's Battle Royale, I really pushed for it, and I'm very grateful that Damp, wanted to move forward with it. And so we started running with it. And so we were thinking of ways to make it a little bit different from Battle Royale, in regards to Fortnite and Call of Duty. And so the lore with this game is essentially these overlords, which are the aliens. These guys have conquered everything. They're out, they've conquered planets. And so now they're in competition mode amongst each other. And so now they're abducting these individuals from different planets. Essentially, they started working with Earth, essentially. And they have the ability of going back and forth in time. And so if you notice in our art, we're getting the knight, we're getting a RoboCop in the future, or something similar to RoboCop in the future. We're getting a samurai. And so they're able to get warriors from different eras within Earth, and they're going to be competing with these other overlords. And so that was something that we kind of wanted, because I just recently watched Squid Games, where the rich were planning these games amongst people, and they're competing amongst each other, and the last person wins. And so we wanted something similar to that. And so essentially when the game starts, you're going to be receiving a character, the free to play, where they're fully masked from top down, similar to Squid Games. And will allow you to play the game. Clearly, there's going to be some limitations in regards to how many levels you're able to acquire through that. And essentially, once you want to reveal, which is like minting an NFT, you'll be getting one of 6 characters, and they're going to be more like the basic characters. And essentially, from that character, you're able to mint whatever NFT we end up rolling out in the future, allowing people to be having the ability to work with any NFT that they want to, show in the battlefield, pretty much. So I'm actually really excited about that.
So I'll just turn the video on with the audio there. I just realised my microphone was muted. I'm such an idiot. Sorry. So the artwork that we're looking at, on the your Twitter page, and some of the other things, that we're seeing there, it looks quite impressive, I must add. So, the artwork that I'm seeing, in terms of the little cartoons, like the one that's on the screen now, is this going to be browser based, or is this going to be kind of standalone? Is it always going to be, from kind of top down, or is it going to be, I say little cartoons because that's what I meant, like the kind of the art. I don't know what to call that art style. It's not like, yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm not trying to insult or anything. I actually love the artwork that you've got there, but it's like, is it going to be always top down, or is it going to be kind of first person? Is it going to be tell us about the dynamic of the game, if you like.
Yeah, of course. So it is going to be top down. So it's more of like the characters. Yeah, I'm on the same page. I'm not too sure what the correct word is for that specific art, but we were inspired by Supercell. Supercell is a very well-known company in the gaming industry. Clash of Clans, that's like kind of the artwork that we kind of wanted to replicate. And I just loved playing Clash of Clans when I was younger. And so we focused on creating that miniature structure of the characters that are running around. But essentially going back to being efficient, we were planning on doing the top down. And, in the future, if it's something, I play a lot of Call of Duty, first person shooter. And so for that, essentially if that were to happen in the future and the budget is there, I am super excited. And if that's something what the community wants, we'll definitely get to that. But as of right now, it was supposed to be top down, get the game out there, show people that we could create a game, have it addicting, and the alpha, the storyline in the future is if we were to go to that route. I know we have a lot of routes here, and I know Damp isn't here to give me the okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Essentially, the alien comes to this technology where they're able to change the perspective of the game. And so these individuals are going to be looking. I see the animation in my head where these characters, we're going to make a promo video in the future. If that's something that we're going to do, is that, they're going to look at their hands and, the perspective kind of changes because essentially we're supposed to be 2D. And so the initial idea was that these two individuals or these operators are going to be 2D. And they're in the battle scene and they're looking at their hands and out of nowhere they start inflating like a balloon. And so that where it becomes, that first person shooter and, guns are going out, bombs are still going. And then they realize that, the game kind of changes. And that's what we see in the future. And if that's what the community wants, that's something that we'll definitely look into. And I mean, that would be for War for One. I know we're, by the time that this is out, Damp and I could venture out and create another game or, grow on this game and do that first person shooter in the future.
That's awesome, man. I'm one of the things I really like about what you're saying, of course, is the fact that, this is essentially, you want this essentially to be like the first in many titles that you guys are gonna work on, right? So, with Warfare 1, I don't want to ask you questions like, what have you got planned next? Because we haven't finished Warfare 1 yet. So, what sort of timescale are you looking at? Like, are you wanting to release, a game every year, or are you gonna kind of make sure that something else is perfect and running properly before, working on something else? Like, do you have a plan for the future like that?
Yeah, so essentially for this Warfare 1, I know we were talking about Battle Royale. And going back to the the pipeline of what like the way that Damp and I think is being as efficient as possible, we're actually going to be rolling out 2v2, and 2v2 is going to be very crucial because it gives us the opportunity of, like I said before, having the community play the game, play the mechanics, figure out what they don't like, what they do like, and so we're going to utilize this opportunity to learn a lot, and in regards to creating the Battle Royale, it's going to be a little bit more flawless gameplay once it's out, instead of just throwing out the game, the whole Battle Royale overall, and then learning from there. So we're going to be doing a big learning curve with the 2v2, and for that, with our game devs, we don't personally like giving out deadlines because you know how that goes. But I know the game dev said for the 2v2 is pretty much in 3 cycles. In our project, 3 cycles are usually 2 weeks. So let's add another two cycles on top of that just to be safe. So a total of 5 cycles in regards to the 2v2, and then after that, once we learn everything, we'll throw out the Battle Royale. But yeah, in regards to the future, Warfare 1 is our baby. This is something that we're focusing on. I don't want people thinking that we're already thinking on the next game, but as entrepreneurs, it's always going to be in our head, and we're always going to be thinking about that. And so essentially, yes, a game a year would be amazing. But I'm a very aggressive individual, and I like conquering industries, and that's just who I am. Luckily, I've met a lot of mentors in my life that had embedded that mindset in me. Because in real estate, when I created my companies, my industry, I came to destroy, and that was just my mentality. And making it efficient is like, I know I've said that this whole time in this interview, but it's so crucial on being efficient. So for me, essentially, Damp and I are just two individuals. We can't just think of like 30 different games. So essentially, what us know that we're going to end up doing is, throwing it out there. People already know that we have the utility, the people in our, I guess, Rolodex, being able to have in contact, of building the game. And so if they have their ideas, we wouldn't having the opportunity to become partners with somebody else in the future, which will be under the company's name if that's something that they want to do, or essentially maybe even buy out projects that may have not get to where they needed to be. It really depends on the future. It depends on the situation. I know Damp and I are going to be very smart with our money, so we need to make sure once we get there at that level, as long as everything makes sense, as long as we could roll out different games. And another company that we could kind of relate to, so you guys have a better idea, Gala Game does this a lot. I think they're working on 22 games already, which is insane. There's a couple games that's already out there, but they're already in development. I think the last interview I heard from them that they're on the 22nd game, and they're working for different game studios. Each game has a different game studio. And so that's how they're working efficiently. They're working with different teams. And I'm sure they have a specific team that oversees everything.
That's really cool. So you guys got, quite a long, thought out roadmap ahead of you guys. I mean, obviously, we don't want anybody to think, that they're thinking about going all over the place at the moment. It's obviously important to know that, they are working on one thing at a time. They're not trying to, over saturate themselves with work, which is smart. You don't want to do that. Obviously, sticking to timelines and pigeonholing yourself in is never really a good idea with projects. Either things can go wrong, right? So, ultimately, in terms of, how your progression's going, when would you like to see, where would you like to see Warfare 1 in, say, like the next 18 months? Rather as a generalization, rather than saying, well, we want to release this, we want to release that. Where would you like to see it in, say, 18 months?
In 18 months, I mean, I think we'll be fairly adapted in regards to desktop gaming, if not, and also mobile gaming. Being able to figure out, connecting the MetaMask in mobile is very crucial. A top-down battle royale. Essentially, if we were to pick on what platform it'll probably do better on, I mean, I think we would all agree that it's more of a mobile game. But being able to play on controller on the desktop is something that we want to do, and essentially create that platform. Because since we're trying to create multiple games in the future, we need to be able to learn, and be able to dabble with the desktop gaming, and also mobile. And so once we learn all that, we're capable of accomplishing anything with the future games that we have. But yeah, in 18 months, I mean, I could see us having a bigger team. Voidy is one of our biggest assets in regards to, a newer addition to the team that we have. For those that don't know who Voidy is, I mean, he's such a phenomenal individual. I just recently finished having COVID, and I was out for 2 weeks, and he just made things happen when I was out. And so having someone at that caliber and having multiple Voidies, if I could just clone Voidy, that'd be amazing. And in regards to marketing, I know I said that earlier, that was probably our biggest downfall. I'm assuming that, I know at that time we'll have a budget to be able to accomplish, what we need to do in regards to marketing, having high downloads in that game. And then also having a budget so we could start working on the next game as well.
That's really cool, and I like the idea of cloning Voidy as well. He is a good chap. So at least that way he could be everywhere and do everything at the same time.
As long as I don't have to play two of him by myself in shooters, we're fine. Voidy's okay one-on-one, but if I have to play two of him, I'm not interested.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Voidy's he's a demon out there on the field, man. I was playing Call of Duty with him the other day, and his aim is impeccable.
He's kind of trash at Halo. I'm going to talk shit because he's not here.
He's in the chat. He's in the chat. He might have something
I know
to
he
say.
is. No, I know he is. I'm playfully talking shit because real recognize real. What do you play? But I knew that he was. We were playing Halo, so clearly I was a controller because I'm old as shit. Not that I can't play a PC with mouse keyboard, but Voidy is legit. We were supposed to play that. Have you played the MTOP D-Gen tournaments, man, at all, Chris?
No,
The
I haven't
gaming tournament?
actually. Yeah, no. The last time Voidy actually invited me, I think I was in Hawaii. I was out on vacation, and unfortunately, I was able to make it. And
Okay.
I was gonna download Halo that same day and play it. But yeah, if there's ever a Call of Duty tournament, feel free to invite me. I'm excited to drop some bodies.
Dude, I wish Black Ops Battle Royale was the one they went with and not Warzone personally, because I was really good at Black Ops. I don't think Warzone's really that great personally. I kind of actually got me out of the Call of Duty one, mainly because of the hacking and the inability to play people and understand whether or not they were cheating. You get domed across map. You're like, all right, well, I don't know. I didn't see the guy. I'm just dead here, chilling. It'll be fine. But what I want to get with that is you guys clearly care about games, right? The people you've brought in are people who are gamers, and that's kind of the one thing that made me really excited when our conversation we had earlier. You didn't tell me about 2v2 previously, so I'm kind of excited to hear about that. And one of the questions I have was with 2v2, are you looking to just do the shooting mechanisms of it, or is there other potential objective based parts of Warfare 1 that could be in the future? Because when I hear Warfare, I don't necessarily just think Battle Royale, right? I think that there might actually be objectives, almost like you were doing something in Warzone, right? When you're having to go to the bounties, whatever they call them, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so the 2v2 was just something that we could get out as soon as possible. And the cool thing about that is that we're creating in 2v2, we're pretty much just going to replicate it into Battle Royale. So there's no time that's actually lost in creating the 2v2. And so similar to the maps that's being created in the 2v2, you may see the similar map in the Battle Royale. So we could go ahead and reuse the same material that we're creating. And in the Battle Royale, you get to land somewhere that you're familiar with, right?
That's very much a Call of Duty reference, right? Because they made little parts of their maps that they've had forever in their Battle Royale maps, right?
Correct.
That was one of the best parts. So you fought at whatever place. You had been there before, right? You've been to Nuketown before. You're like, oh, I know Nuketown. I don't have to worry about this. I'm not learning something brand new. I inherently know this. It makes it feel much better.
Exactly. And then when Call of Duty came out with their new map, I can't think of it right now. It's a new Rebirth map that just came out. Everyone was just stressing out because it was just new. Some people just don't like new, and it takes time for them to adapt. And I was one of them. I was I'm more of the Rebirth individual. I like going in knowing that I'm going to come back. So when I see 4 people, I'm going to go, fight against them. I know I could most likely may not team wipe them, but I know I'm going to be dropping 2 to 3 of them. So having that ability, the mechanism of coming back for Rebirth, that was a map that I was familiar with. I loved it, and when the new map came up, it was just it was just stressing me out because I did not know the map. I was dying left and right, and so that was something that we wanted to incorporate with the 2v2 and making sure that we're planning that now and very vocal with our game devs to make them understand that we need this game to be simple, but also to a point where we could just replicate it to the Battle Royale scene. And our team is such an amazing team. I love talking to our guys because they get excited as we do. Giving them the opportunity to build something that they're really excited about to slap their name on. And so when we're vocal on what we want, they're like, "Yep, that makes sense. That's the most efficient way to do it." We use the word efficient a lot because that's literally what every game production or any game project should be focusing on, because when you're not trying to be efficient, you're losing time, you're losing money, and when it comes to many of these individuals may have never made a game like myself, and so being efficient is very crucial because when it comes to finances, you have to make sure you're utilizing every penny, not every dollar, but down to the penny. You need to know exactly what's going where. Because it's very so efficiency runs. That's one of the main words that we use in all our meetings.
So focusing on efficiency, right? Is your map design going to be something where we're going to get one map that's going to potentially change over time and evolve along the lines of Warzone, where everything evolved there, or would we be looking at more like a PUBG type battle royale where there's 3 different maps? You'll know the 3 different maps. You'll always know what Pachinki is. You'll always know where to go. You'll know where the best places to drop are. And like, could you go over what kind of like drop mechanics there are, right? Because there's so many different drop mechanics in battle royale. Whether it's the the bus from Fortnite, whether it's the Black Ops Battle Royale where you like jet suited out and could go as far as you wanted to, or the Warzone one where you could travel kind of far, you pop your chute, and then you'd have to do it again a couple times. You have to be efficient, then you can pull a gun out. How is dropping in going to work? Because like having the alien overlords kind of makes me feel like there's so many options there, and I'm really interested to know.
Yeah, so we've thrown a lot of ideas out there, and one of the ideas that the game dev has is that there's going to be like clearly like the mothership, right? And so the animation is going to be fairly quick. There's going to be a quick picture of the mother load or mothership, and then these little ships come out from the sides, and they're hovering over the map. I don't know if Voidy has the opportunity to post a picture of what the ship is currently. Voidy, if you could send that to the Discord so they could look at it. This is what we have with 3D design. There's still some changes that we're going to be creating on it, but this is going to be the ship that these operators are going to be flying in. Let me see what you think about them.
That's pretty cool. Let me turn off my camera here so people can see it properly. There we go. It's on the screen now. I love the artwork behind this. You've got some very talented people on your team for sure. One thing that I did want to touch on just quickly as well, when you finished saying what you're saying about the ship and stuff like that, is that programmers are to me they're magical creatures. Programmers, they can make a lot of stuff happen that I just don't understand. And then programmers that go into game development, 3D object orientated design, and things like that, they're even more wizard-like to me. But then you add the element of game developer, programmers, and artists, and then throwing in the mix of blockchain technology as well. So what, if any, kind of challenges have you had to work out along the way there, or is it just a case of doing one at a time and then slowly making everything fit together like a puzzle?
Yeah, so I think the biggest asset that we have in regards to the game dev is Klutz, and I know Dav has thrown his name out there multiple times, and I'm gonna keep throwing it out there because Klutson has a team of his own studio, and back in Brazil, he actually teaches people how to do game dev, 3D design, 2D design. I believe he has his own school that he teaches. And so with that, when we met Klutson, he already had a background in regards to crypto, so it was like we were so fortunate on meeting this individual that was willing to, believe in our vision, and he was able to jump on board. And so, with the cool thing about the students is that they're being taught by the main guy. So when we want something designed, and if their team is working on something else, they're capable of working with people that create 3D models similar to the main person, right? And so, we're very I would say fortunate that we were able to meet Klutson, and he's able to do that. But yeah, no, these 3D artists, these 2D artists, I have gone to the end of the world on interviewing people, and that's one thing that I became an asset to the project is I've starting companies that I've started here in real life, having the opportunity, understanding that I can't do everything myself. And put the ego aside, I need to hire people that are better than me at what they do. And so for me, I'm already accustomed to hiring people. And unfortunately, I've also came accustomed on firing people. And that's just being efficient, and that it's just necessary of becoming an entrepreneur and an owner yourself, is that unfortunately there's going to be some times you're going to have to let people go. And unfortunately, you're going to have that conversation of like, hey, it just didn't make it in regards to the project. It just doesn't make sense, or we don't want to move forward with it. That's a conversation that I, unfortunately, unfortunately and fortunately, that I came accustomed to. That's something that I feel very comfortable in having the conversation. And so for me, I went I have interviewed so many people in regards to 2D artists, 3D artists. I have done every Discord, every Twitter page, every word on in regards to on my search bar is nothing but artists. A big word that I'm doing is fan art. When I go on Twitter and I look at fan art, that is one of the biggest like goose egg that I found out, that I was able to find some really talented artists that haven't been hired by these big massive game devs or game companies. And you know, these individuals are just posting these fan art that are phenomenal, and I go in their DMs, and you know, just like hiring everybody, you know, you go in very positively and, you know, complimenting their artwork, and you know, sharing our vision to them. You know, we haven't had one person where they're like, I don't believe in this, I'm not going to do it, which is very fortunate for us, because I've heard a lot of people reaching out to artists, and you know, they say, I don't do crypto, I don't want to do crypto, I hate crypto. And you know, for some reason, I'm very fortunate, I'm knocking on wood here, I haven't had that conversation with anybody. I haven't had someone say no to me because of crypto, which is very fortunate. I'm really happy that I haven't met somebody that have said no off the back. But yeah, no, these artists are amazing. But like what you were saying in regards to the game dev, yeah, they're wizards, man. I literally tell, you know, Kletzen, hey, this is what I want. I want a dodging mechanism in the game. He's like, oh, that's easy. I'll make it happen. I was like, all right, cool. I want them to be flying in. I want them to be able to do a parachute, or you know, we want different, you know, they could be coming down with an umbrella, they could be coming down with a jet, they could be coming down with a plastic bag. I want to be able to do all those different animations, have people have that creativity of being able to, you know, utilize whatever weapon that they want, and they're like, oh, that's easy, if we could build it, we can make it happen. And that, for a game company, is such like, it's so easy to the ears, because you know, I love having a game studio that is also that entrepreneur's mindset, and I think that's very crucial, because for me, it's like I know I'm confident enough to figure it out. And so fortunately for us, we've had everybody in our team that has the same mindset. And even though we're requesting something they may have not done before, they know, they're so confident within themselves that they know they can make it happen.
Thanks for that, Chris. So we're going to take a brief water break now. I'm going to pass over to Priest and Rugless. Maybe Priest, you can explain a little bit more about what that's about and how that's happening.
Sure.
Today.
Absolutely. So we've kind of discussed previously about having a water break more frequently. One, it was kind of a joke about the Stephen C interview with Globey. You know, we love the memery here. But also we kind of recognize that it's actually a wonderful time for us to take a break and reset and be able to do the giveaways that so many projects are awesome enough to give to us to distribute to our listeners. So this episode's water breaks we have two sponsors actually. So we're going to do one water break now, and we're going to do one in a little bit. Our first one is San Sound. You guys we've had Flu on before, and I know we are looking to try to get some more of the San team on. You know, they're the West Coast, so it's a little bit early for them, but we have 2 OG whitelist spots available for people to use on their free mint. So we're going to give away one right now. Rugless will decide what he wants to do with the second one, but Andy is going to start that raffle now, and then a little bit later in our second water break, I have some Egoverse Hunter whitelist tickets to give away for projects on AVAX too, for anybody, honestly. So I've got 3 to give away today. So we've got a bunch to give away. And, you know, as we look to grow everybody and we look to have opportunities to, you know, give you guys as our dedicated listeners a better experience, just know that we have some stuff in the back pocket now for water breaks. And if you are listening out there and you work in Web3 and your business would love to have amazing sponsorship opportunities, they should reach out to us, because sponsorships are kind of like once you get one, they kind of all start coming. So we kind of had that same issue with booking guests. I think we were kind of letting people know at the end of August, hey, we're getting kind of popular. Might want to book with us. And now I know we're like almost into November. I know we have I think we have actually now into November for bookings. So reach out to us. They're going to start going quickly. But today's sponsor is Son Sound, at Son Sound 3 on Twitter. Watch their Twitch streams if you can in the evenings. They're late for me, East Coast US, so I know they're West Coast time. But hey, Andy, do you want to do the thing for the raffles since you're the man with the powers?
Well, actually, so Ruggles is now a channel administrator, and he's already started the raffle. The raffle is currently ongoing over at https twitch.tv/CryptoLam, and you need to be following in order to join in. You just simply type in !raffle, and the what is being given away is also in the channel as well, which is currently 3 whitelist mint OG for the Sandalorian. So you can go ahead and enter that now.
We have 2 of those, and we have 3 hunter giveaways. Right? Because I'm pretty sure that's what Ruggles said earlier. I just want to make sure we're not saying we're going to give away more than what we have for San.
I was just going by what it said in the title. It says 3, so that could be a typo.
Well, we'll figure that part out. We definitely have 3 hunters to give away. Ruggles will let us know whether or not we have. I thought he said 2 in our private chat earlier, so that might be something we have to figure out, everybody. But we appreciate you. Chris, what is your favorite meme out of like the last month? Like, what is the thing that makes you laugh the most about crypto, right? Because there's so much difficulty we have with you know, the environment in which crypto is, right? There's the markets go 24 hours a day. And it feels like a year happened. So like, I feel like asking within like the last month is kind of like the most any one person can remember from crypto, reasonably. So has there been something that's like stood out to you as like something that you've really enjoyed? Me personally, I'll share that the fake Li Jiang, the dancing memes are like my favorite thing in the entire world. And they like make me laugh so hard. They've got a little mean recently, which I kind of also enjoy, but, that's been my favorite thing. I'm gonna have some coffee instead of water, though.
That's funny. Yeah. So I think my go-to meme that I tend to use a lot is the Shaq doing the shimmy. That's one thing that I've always loved using. But yeah, no, Damp is always posting some funny memes, and it just cracks me up sometimes. I know I like having those meme wars, especially when we're big on anime. Well, I am, and Damp as well. And so when we have an anime war, we're just posting different memes of anime. I always have a kick on that. It's pretty funny, and it's pretty cool. It's something that, you know, as a community, we get to have that connection. A lot of my friends may not be into the anime world or into anime, and so when we have that little war of anime, it puts a smile on my face for sure.
What about you, Andy?
Anime?
I'm a little old for the like for it to be introduced at the right age, right? Like anime, when it was like introduced into like where I was probably as I was becoming like a 4-sport a year athlete. So like school plus girls plus sports meant no time for anything. Gotcha. Other than you know, a little bit of CS:GO in the summer times. Well, it wasn't even CS:GO then. It was like CS 1.2, 1.3. I'm that old. Yeah, before Steam. Andy, what about you? What about memes you got? What memes you got for this last month? What's making you smile? As we finish up the water break.
Yeah, I don't think there's any one particular meme that makes me laugh, but there is a Twitter account that always gets to me and makes me laugh. You know, a hell of a lot, and that is from. I'm just trying to find his Twitter page there. It's Big. I'm not sure if it's Big Willie or Big Whale. I'm not sure, but he is
Big Whale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a guy that cracks me up every single time. Just the satire and memes that he puts on are just golden. So, you know, if anybody wants to follow Big, I now know it's Big Whale, right? So it's at BIGWHLE on Twitter, and that's just somebody that, you know, cracks me up.
So how long did Ruggles set the timer for? Are we? Like, I didn't know how much time to fill. Like that's.
No, so each giveaway is going to be 10 minutes, and I assume at this point
We're almost there.
Yeah, so 10 minutes they last for, and he'll pick a winner each time. In order to be able to redeem those prizes, head over to the Crypto Lamb Discord. There's about 4 minutes left on the current giveaway. So the Crypto Lamb Discord, I've already put the link in the Twitch chat, or you can head over to cryptolamb.live and get the Discord link from there. I wasn't sure if it was Big Willie or Big Whale. Sorry, I do apologize for that.
Don't apologize for it being like, how are you supposed to know what somebody's name is, right? Like, it's like reading someone's vanity plate when you're driving, right? Like, do you guys ever play that game when you're in the car with your family and you're like, I didn't have cell phone growing up, so like there weren't a lot of things to do, okay? Like, you try to figure out how many states you've seen before, but like when someone has a vanity plate, I always try to figure out what they're trying to say, right? Like, and is it really clear or not? I don't know. I appreciate that. I feel like that's a fun game to play. And whenever Chris, I'm not sure how old you are, but I feel like at least you're in the U.S., you should probably be able to relate a little bit to that.
Yeah, no, I just turned 30 in August.
Oh, you're still a baby.
I do. I mean,
when 30 felt old.
I was going to say the reason I was apologising, by the way, was because obviously there's some people out there that have maybe searched Big Whale and been successful, but then others that are now having to clear their search history because they typed in Big Willie. So
that's on them, man. Right? Like, if you can't type something into Google and go, "Oh, I shouldn't search that," you'll learn, and that's today they learned, right?
Indeed. So I just wanted to say one more thing before we obviously move on. Fizz is about, he's being very quiet today, but he is here, and he is about, and one of the things that he wanted to share later on was his conscious lines. Mint, we'll do that towards the end of the show, so he can send me the images so we can take a look at that. So,
it did not happen.
You didn't read the messages. Oh my God. Tell him, Fizz, tell him.
It's the bots breached the server for the Stoics and minted 3,200 of the 5,000 NFT collection. Then one owner put all of them on OpenSea, and so they are having to cancel this and tell everyone not to buy on OpenSea and figure out what they're going to do.
No way.
What do you do when 60% of a collection gets minted for free? I don't know. What do you do? It's out there. It's out there in the world. The genie back in the bottle. Of course, they haven't been revealed yet, but
that sucks, man.
That sucks.
Like, one of the biggest problems with the crypto space is arguably, these bots, that just they suck. All right, and again, this is one of the reasons that trading, I think, is so difficult as well, because there's loads of front runner bots and things like that. It causes so many problems in crypto. So, but it's also the scam bots and everything else. There's so much toxicity in the space, and that needs to be fucking eliminated. I hate that. So, Gabe Weiss, if you're listening, dude, sorry to hear that happen. Hopefully you guys get it sorted, very, very soon, so you can get back on track with that. That fucking sucks, man.
Have you guys done the math on what kind of payday that's going to be? I mean, that's $135 US dollars per NFT, and that's only for the first round. The first round's 0.08, the allow list is 0.09, and then the public mint is 0.11. So
I didn't want to do that publicly, right? Like, I'm down, right? Like, so there's a reason why I said lean in, right? Because realistically, I'm sure that Gabe has costs to cover, and I'm sure he's probably not going to make anything. But anything he does right now is going to look very self-serving. So my advice, Gabe, if you're listening, and I know you didn't ask for this, lean in, just roll with it, right? Pay your people, and it'll be a learning experience, right? Like, you'll have that would be my greatest thing, is because at the end of the day, I don't know how people will take the fact of the costs, right? Like realistically, that's my fear, is like, how do you spin that in a positive light, and it's not just about the money. If it's the bots that beat it, right? Like, unless you can't cover costs of what you're selling, right? Because you said it was 60%, so that means there's like 5,000, if I remember correctly. So 5,000,
3,200,
5,000.
So correct. So they lost 64% of their income. So it means they're only making 35. That means they probably barely covered costs. Costs are probably 33%. That's the max you can probably reasonably assume, right? Like, if you're not making at least 3 times what you put into it. It's not a profitable business. You shouldn't be doing it. So like that's what I mean by lean in. Like, okay, the project's gonna make nothing. Hopefully there's royalties and hopefully there's some other things that people can get, but like that's a possibility to, you know what I mean? Like how do you undo what's already been done? I don't understand how that happens, right? Like I don't see how there's a good resolution to that. And I hope someone can correct me. You know what I mean? Like I want him to make money. I loved Gabe. Gabe's art is fucking amazing. I don't understand how that's so fucked. That's off the top of my head though. So if anyone else has any difference of opinion, please share. Let's talk about that for a bit after we give some shit away.
Yeah, so the first giveaway has just ended, and the winner of that one is Mr. Fabio Crypto. Head over to the Crypto Lamb Discord for that. The link is on the website, cryptolamb.live. So head over there so you can redeem your prize. I'm sure Sir Rugless is going to start the next raffle for the next one, and we'll give updates on that as they're going. So you need to keep an eye on the chat so that you can enter those. And right now we're giving away a whitelist for the Hunter Mint from the Egoverse raffle. So that has started.
This is an exciting project. I am excited about this project.
Me too, man. That's another awesome team. But you know, we're going to go back to Chris now, and talk some more about Warfare 1 and what they're doing there. I've just been handed a video in Discord, so I'm going to play that in just a second. Can you tell us what this is, assuming I can get it working, Chris?
Yeah, so that video that you're going to be sharing right now is going to be a little bit more of an updated version of our Infinity Pass. And our Infinity Pass is going to be one of our NFTs that we're going to be minting. There's going to be a cap. As of right now, we have Damp and I agreed on selling 50 of these. And so the Infinity Pass is going to allow our our investors that really believe in our vision, having the opportunity of getting something that's very exclusive. I'm very big on exclusivity. I love joining groups. I love joining memberships, programs, stuff that that's very exclusive here in real life. I live near LA, so there's a lot of exclusive things out there that I'm signed up to myself, and now just something that I know other people may feel intrigued in having that exclusivity and being able to be a part a little bit more invested in the game. And so the Infinity Pass is going to be something that you'll be receiving benefits from beginning from Warfare 1 to all the other games that we're going to be creating. And so this will allow you to have the ability to whitelisting of all our projects, all our NFTs, receive benefits in regards to discounts, getting some alpha before everybody else. And the cool thing about these Infinity Passes is that there's going to be kind of 2 versions of them. One of them is going to be one that you see, and a little bit another one with a different color. And the one that you're seeing right now is currently a 1 of 10. And so if you have the gold Infinity Pass, it's going to allow you to have the opportunity to work and be a part of Warfare 1. And when I say that, it's creating your own character. And I think this is such an amazing idea that Damp and I decided on moving forward with, is that we're allowing the community, and this is something that I've said multiple times, we're building the game for the community, by the community, and for that we want to give the community the opportunity of literally from top down designing their own character. They're going to be working with our 2D designers. Once they get the green light, it's going to be sent to our 3D designers. Once that model is created, it's going to be sent to our game devs, and we're going to be implementing those characters in game. They're also going to be working with our lore character. Our lore writer, which is Sebi. He's a phenomenal writer. If you guys haven't read his stuff yet, I would highly recommend it. He's such an amazing writer, and so you're going to be working with our team, building your own character. And the cool thing about that is you're going to be seeing your character in a miniature structure, similar to the art that we're creating with our operators, our combatants. So having the ability to see your vision come to life, being able to play with them, and then they're also going to be adaptable to where you're able to play with those characters on our future games that we're going to create, whether it's going to be pixel game or whether it's going to be a different 3D or FPS, whatever game we end up creating in the future, you're going to be seeing your character in there. So it's going to be a very sought after NFT in the future. So I'm really excited about that. We were able to give, I know Damp and I agreed on giving everyone on our team a character. And so if you look at our chosen ones, we have characters created by me, Damp, Voidy, everyone on that's working with us directly in Easy Tools, Cletson's having one. People that are really helping us in the very beginning are going to have their one-of-one character. And so we're really excited about that.
And so you should be, man. It's some amazing stuff coming in for sure. So, you said at the start of what you were saying, in terms of alpha. So, alpha. Give me alpha.
So the characters that we're going to be building, I know the 2v2 is going to be very crucial. That's like one of our newer things that we just brought in. I think it's very crucial on having the game out there as soon as possible. In regards to token, I know Damp has mentioned multiple times that we're not going to be creating our own token. Essentially, we're just going to be trading stuff on AVAX. One that just benefits the chain that we're building on as a thank you for allowing us to build the game on their platform. And so everything's be traded in AVAX. And then from there moving forward in the future, depending on if it's time, we could eventually create our own token that would be creating its own ecosystem. And that's going back to what, Priest was talking about Bitcoin. A lot of these games are going to be steered depending on what Bitcoin ends up doing. And so it's very crucial for play to earn projects out there to create their own ecosystem. Even though we're going to do our best to detach ourselves and not getting as affected as if Bitcoin were to go down, but we're trying to hedge our bets and make sure that we don't make that big of a drop when Bitcoin goes down. So creating that ecosystem internally with all our project is a goal that we've kept in mind. But yeah, other than that, we're just putting our head down, working on the project. I know we never really gave a date, but in 3 cycles, the 2v2 is expected to come out. Adding another two cycles just to be safe. In regards to minting, we are going to be pushing back the Infinity Pass. We want to make sure the game is aware of that. So that's something that we're steering away with what we said initially, that the Infinity Pass was going to be our initial NFT minting. But I think it will just be better for the project. To get the word out there a lot better, having more eyes on the Infinity Pass, have them understand what they're going to be getting out of it. And so I think, I know that our first minting is going to be the 2v2, which will allow the project to be able to reveal the characters, make some money on that end, on minting out the NFTs. We're going to have some weapons that I wish I was able to show, but our 3D artist is still creating them. We have some funny melee weapons that you're going to be able to choose or get. Each weapon is going to be capped in a certain amount. So once they're out, they're never going to be made again. And so I'm really excited about that as well.
That's awesome, man. So I've literally just had an idea. That idea is like we've had so many gaming projects and NFT gaming projects on this show, which I'm really proud to say, because there's so many awesome projects out there, including yours, and I applaud you guys. You've got a really tight team, and the dynamic between you guys is just absolutely spot on, and it's something that we obviously want to see, when we're talking about these things, especially if people are going to decide whether or not they want to get involved. Which with this one, I think it's safe to say a lot of people are going to get involved in it. Yes, there absolutely needs to be a Crypto Lamb skin. But I was also going to say that how about we do live gaming tournaments on the stream when these games are, of course, ready to rock and ready to launch, that we actually do full tournaments with a prize at the end of tournament for the winner, and commentating, exactly. So I think that is potentially the way to go. Whether we have an extra weekly show where we can essentially host that, I think that'd be very cool.
No, you know what? That's such an amazing idea. That's funny because Voidy actually brought that same idea similar to that as well. Voidy's a very competitive game player. He's he's always about streaming. I know he has a good friend that streams as well. And so when we had that conversation, he was giving that tournament idea to Damp and I, and we're like, that's such an amazing idea. So what we're planning on doing is also setting aside on some Infinity Passes out of the 50, being able to give that to the tournament as a prize if you were to win the 2v2. It's a matter of, allowing people to get used to the mechanisms or mechanics of the game, a month in, and then, be very spoken about this tournament that we're holding. And I believe you have an amazing voice. So if you're up to commentating that game, that'll be such an awesome opportunity for sure. And I think a Crypto Lamb NFT is for sure something that I'm going to talk to Damp about, because seeing a lamb out there, dropping bodies will be amazing.
That'd be pretty awesome, man. If we can make that happen, that'd be absolutely wicked. And that would just be awesome. So I mean, if we can then potentially work together and have an official kind of tournament put up for Warfare 1 and Crypto Lamb for that would be absolutely epic. And obviously we'll host that and set it up and everything like that, and have the organizational stuff done. I think that'd be really awesome. What do you think, Priest? I know you're a huge gamer like me, so
my questions for that are more actually like logistical based, right? Because I'm a huge gamer. I love playing games, but for me, if we were going to comment, is there a possibility of having like a spectator mode where we would be able to watch things like from the aliens' perspective? So we could commentate, let's talk about why Call of Duty, professional Call of Duty, Warzone games don't actually work that well, is because it's really difficult to actually see what's going on from the top down, right? You don't actually have that general's viewpoint of what's going on. Specifically, if anyone reads books, I'm referencing the portals they use in the Wheel of Time towards the very, very end, right? Like the opportunity to literally look at where, in a battle royale, where people are going, where they're rotating through, what places they're going through, that kind of viewpoint as a person who would be looking at the mechanics of actual competitive play. That's the kind of thing that I would want to be interested in. And I know that you guys have a really responsive dev team. So I'm asking with a real hey, you should really do this. This would be really, really good. Because I think that's the thing that's missing, right? Like if you could watch blue team from the top left corner rotate into the top mid, right, and watch the green team rotate into their fight with the red team, and then you can watch the third party happening as if you were an observer. I think that would change the aspect of what a competitive game is for the viewer on the battle royale, because I don't think that you really ever get that.
I really love that idea. I know Voidy has mentioned about spectating in regards to after you die. I know Super Animal Royale has that spectator aspect of it. Once you die, you're able to see, similar to Call of Duty, you're able to see the gameplay of the person that kick you out of the game if that's something you want to watch. But the overall, I'm understanding what you're saying, and I actually really love the idea. So once this is done, I'll definitely jump on a call with Damp. Hopefully he gets all his connections done, situation fixed, and we're able to jump on that call. That's something that we definitely would need if we are going to do this tournament, because I think that's just a better way of managing it, and it's more of a professional look on our end.
Yeah, so like Voidy said, it would be like a caster mode, so that we can obviously see that and all the stats and everything like that. That'd be pretty cool. Sorry for talking over you, Priest. It was just to announce that Watson 280 has just won the second whitelist giveaway, and Rugless can go ahead and start the third giveaway right now, so that can start rolling. Again, if you do win, keep an eye on the chat as well. Make sure that you understand that you have won. Your name will be announced in the chat, and then go to our website cryptolamb.live and find the button to join our Discord. That's where you'll be able to redeem your prizes. We do keep the list, obviously, so we know who's who. So if you're going to join Discord, make sure you've got the same name as you do in Twitch, just to keep things simple. Otherwise, it just gets confusing. Sorry for talking over you there, Priest. Carry on, mate.
No. My question for Chris actually was going to go more to the competitive side with weapons on the ground. Are there going to be like a certain number of weapons, and are they going to have? And then I would assume that there'd be like NFTs to skin them. Would be my assumption, right? Because you talk about picking up loot off the ground. How many different types of weapons are there, and is weapon placement going to be random, or is it going to be set? And yeah, those are my two questions. We'll go.
Yeah, so the weapons, I like referring back to Call of Duty a lot, and I know their marketplace, or not the marketplace, their
Buy stations.
Buy stations. There you go. I know they're set, but each game is a little randomized. It's going to be the same location, but just randomized depending on the game that you drop into. And in regards to the weapons, they're randomized as well. I know there's some set places where their weapons are dropped. That's going to be something similar to what we're doing. We want to keep it simple, but we also want it to be randomized as well. And so each game is going to be somewhat different in regards to the location. And in regards to the map, I know that was a question you asked a long time ago, and I think I ignored that. The map is something that I don't think I can go into it because I know Damp and I haven't agreed on making that public. But
fair.
The map overall is gonna be different every time you come in, which is pretty exciting and which may not make sense now, but essentially we do want to sell land, have it an NFT as well. So the way that we were able to combine that is it's actually a really good idea. We already talked to the people that are working on the contract, and they know that they're capable of doing it. We spoke with the game dev, they're on board, and so everyone's on board on the idea that Damp and I have. And once that is released, that's going to be an NFT that's going to be very sought after, because I'm really excited about how that map is going to be integrated within the game. But yeah, so the guns are going to be pretty much the basic guns. Let me see if I could get a list out there. Void, you could send that to me.
This is why Damp's connections failed. He's not here because if he was here, you both would be nerding out, and I would have all of the goddamn alpha. This is bullshit.
Right?
This is a conspiracy.
So I've just put the link out. Voidy tried to post it, but it was getting starred out for him for security reasons. So I posted the link to the weapons list for Warfare 1 in the Twitch chat. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the YouTube chat as well if anybody's over there watching on YouTube. There we go. And just so everybody knows, sorry, talking over everybody again. Just to let you know, the Sandalorian whitelist, I think this is the second and final one, is currently being raffled off. So again, exclamation mark raffle for that. Yeah, go.
Well, one, if you are not in that raffle for the Sandalorian, you should absolutely be in there. That is a really, really, really important project to be a part of. The metadata information that Flu talked about on our podcast is the single most important part of that. If you don't remember that, look that up on our YouTube and go listen to the podcast we had with Flu and then listen to where he talked about it. It is amazing. But going back to the important stuff with your game, why have I want to know, like, why am I like just finding out about it? Because I'm not like just finding out about it, honestly. I remember actually the last time I talked with you guys that I was like apologizing because I was invited to the Discord and then like I didn't really do anything with it right away. I was just like, I'm kind of a butthead. So what do you think is your I mean, you talked about marketing being your biggest issue and everything. I kind of got a little lost there. Sorry, the baby started crying. She's not actually awake. She's just crying in her sleep, which is really disconcerting because her eyes are closed. She's not doing anything, but she's crying. So getting back to my actual question is on the map, right? One of the things I wanted to make a recommendation for was that if you end up doing a competitive mode in a competitive tournaments, I would probably try to have some type of standardization. I kind of end up playing with a lot of people who are really good at video games. I'm very lucky in that part. And like, I would either have like some data available so people could learn it, right? Because like the biggest thing would be like people knowing which hotspots to go to, likelihood of a rare drop being somewhere. Not necessarily saying they could get a rare drop, but you know what I mean. Like, oh hey, it'd be worth going to this place, because I think one of the things that happens on battle royales is there ends up being a lot of alleyways that end up being created because of the efficient. You talk about efficiency, the efficiency of utilizing those paths. So like, I want to know more about how they're random and how it's going to be influenced, but I kind of understand that's not going to happen. So my question might be useless, but how would you combat randomization with skill in random battle royale maps versus having a set map and there being variance within set locations? If you were doing your favorite thing, what would you want your game to be? Not necessarily what Warfare 1 is going to be.
Got it. Yeah. So I mean, I know in competitive mode, you know exactly where things are going. And I would see some competitive people play. But in regards to battle royale, I know that for the 2v2, we're gonna be. That's something that I would definitely would love to jump in your DMs and throw some ideas at you as well. But in regards to the 2v2, I know the weapons are most likely going to be located the same area. Depending on the weapon that's going to be populated when the game starts is going to be different. So similar to Gunfight, Voidy and I were talking about this, and Gunfight is a game that we both played in the multiplayer in regards to Call of Duty, and it's just so much fun, being able to play with your buddy. And you're going rounds and rounds against an individual, testing your skill in all these different weapons. And being the competitive, being able to talk that trash with the people that you're dropping bodies and killing them. So those weapons are going to be populated in the similar areas. People already know exactly where to go pick them up. But in the battle royale, I kind of like the randomized, but knowing where they may be, is going to be something that the our team is going to have to discuss. And the cool thing about this battle royale game is that our game dev has actually created and was a part of a team that created a game. I can't think of the game right now, but it's also a battle royale game. And so with his knowledge and being able to learn from his previous experience on building a battle royale game, it's going to be very beneficial, and picking his brain on what he thinks is more efficient and what made that game become successful.
So, sorry for the dead air there, guys. Sorry, I thought we had more questions coming in. I do apologise. So, the current raffle is in swing at the moment. Loads of people entering that. If you haven't entered just yet, make sure you go ahead and type !raffle to get into that. It's also just to say as well that if you do wish to donate to the stream as well, we do this for free. Projects come on here for free, talk about their projects, and we wish to keep it free as well. But if you do wish to help buy us a coffee or something like that, head over to cryptolamb.live/donate. Or if you are a project, please head over to cryptolamb.live/partners and check out the packages we have over there as well to help us stay on the air and keep running. That would be muchly appreciated. Fizz, you've been very quiet, or even Rugless over there. I know you're at work as well. If anybody wants to hit a question, if anybody in the chat as well has a question, please let us know, and just speak up. Just tell us the question.
You guys have an awesome project. Thanks for coming on and letting us know about it. This one's kind of flown under the radar with me, and I've really enjoyed learning about it.
Yeah, no, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. And Priest, we're definitely going to be jumping in your DMs because I'm really interested on what you have in regards to the competitive mode. That's something that Voidy and I are very big on competitive in regards to gaming, and that's like literally what you're speaking on is up our alley on what we really need in this game to get to where it needs to be. So we're definitely going to be jumping in your DMs. But Fizz, thank you so much. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it.
So I have a question for Fizz, because Fizz is while Fizz doesn't always be on the podcast, guys, Fizz pulls lots of strings in the background. Fizz helps us do so much. Lamb, Andy likes lamb, right? Like, so clearly that'd be a skin for Andy. I'm a huge elephant fan. You know what I mean? Like, I lobbied the Rocket Monsters guys to make an elephant. I have to like literally buy elephant NFTs on ETH on Friday when they launch, right? Like, so I love elephants. Fizz, what animal do you like? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have the people they make skins for a game, and I don't even know which one we'd try to get for you, bro. What do you like?
Oh wow, man. I mean, if it's an animal, I guess a wolf. Maybe a wolf would be cool.
I like that. That would
Okay.
go really well. Like, you could do a
I
collection,
like-
couldn't you? The lamb in the wolf in sheep's clothing.
The fucking symbolism there for you being behind the scenes, pulling your fucking strings and helping everybody with everything, getting all the awesome guests, and you being a wolf, but Andy being a lamb. Oh my god, dude, that's really
we
fucking
need,
good.
we need a wolf, a shepherd, and a lamb.
I'm a Scorpio, so
Shepherd for you. That's
Ooh.
it.
I like
you
it.
guys have no chance.
Oh wait, did you just say you're a Scorpio? We're not talking about fucking
a
star
Scorpio.
signs, dude.
I'm not talking about star signs. I'm a Scorpio. It's my thing. I don't have one because I'm scared of them, but I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, scorpions! Right, got it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
there's a
Scorpion.
letter at the end of that, bro.
Yeah. Okay,
That
Chris.
French accent.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys a picture of
Oh,
mine.
no, Chris, no, Chris.
Ooh,
no.
yeah,
Nobody asked
show
you,
it,
Chris.
show it.
Nobody asked you, Chris. No.
Sir Douglas, I love you.
This is the end of the show. It's my time.
Stop.
Shut up,
At the
Meg.
end of this show, yeah. We could ask
I'm
questions all day.
kidding.
Like, I love video games. Video games are like
kidding.
clearly the future.
Oh, please,
Chris,
stop,
is it launching
Chris,
on
Chris,
mobile
Chris,
or
let Chris talk.
desktop?
Let Chris talk.
Yeah, so mobile for the top down, I think it, like I said earlier, I think it'll make more sense for it to be mobile, but we're definitely going to be working on the desktop, being able for people to download the game on their computer. But mobile, I think, is going to be something that we're going to be able to attract a lot of individuals, and I think we'll be putting a wall if we weren't going that route. And for the goals that Damp and I have, I think it's crucial to make sure that all those walls are down, and open the opportunity of investors to be able to play our game is crucial. So yeah, mobile will definitely be on the route. Initially, it was supposed to be just PC. We spoke for the game dev, and we said how hard would it be to turn it into mobile. And he had a big old smile on that face, and he was like, I can make it happen. So I'm really excited.
So just to shout out as well, sorry, Priest, I've seen you unmuted there just a second, dude. The winner of the Sandalorian OG roll mint was CWH_1. So head over to the CryptoLand Discord to be able to redeem your prize. Go to the website cryptoland.live to find the link to the Discord. Very easy to do. I think we do have a couple of other giveaways left, but I think maybe considering the time, we should potentially roll those over to the next show. What do we think, guys?
Whatever.
Yeah, if you want to roll those over, we can absolutely do that. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll roll them over to the next show there. So there is a question that all projects are asked, of course. I think maybe Priest should ask this time.
Sure. We actually kind of catch a few people off guard with this one, so get prepared. Our question, Chris, is if you could relate you and or Warfare 1 to a fruit, which fruit would you pick and why?
That is a curveball. Let me see. I would say I gotta think about that. Probably a banana. And the only reason why I say that is because it's so. The only reason why I say that is because I actually saw a TikTok and it was funny because it doesn't matter what fruit you have in a smoothie, it's always you have that dominant taste of a banana. So it's a banana smoothie no matter what fruit you put in there. And so that's like it was just a TikTok I recently just saw yesterday. And the fact that you asked that question, that was the first thing that came in mind.
Well, I think you've just made Sir Rugless very excited.
Why is that? Is his a banana?
Oh, he loves the banana.
No way.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Tell him,
Yeah,
Ruggles.
no, banana is
no.
like my favorite. Like, I don't know. I always love it with my smoothies. You know, I work out quite a bit, so in regards to my protein shakes, if I could throw banana in there, I think the taste itself is very dominant. So in regards to me, I'm a Leo. So I guess people say that you know I'm a definition of a Leo. If you meet me in person, I'm very vocal. I'm usually the guy that goes says hi to everybody. And so being that dominant trait of who I am as an entrepreneur, you know, banana being that very strong taste on whatever you throw banana in there, you're gonna be able to taste it. And banana bread is by far one of my favorites as well.
Just because, I mean, there's only so much that Sir Rugless can become erect, so you know we might need to.
No. The funny part is, Voidy already knows about this, and he didn't even tell Chris about it. So
Yeah, I
Voidy's
didn't know that at
awesome.
all.
Yeah, Voidy doesn't tell his
Also,
secrets.
Ekrafifi from Morsel Protocol, also huge smoothie guy, also went with banana because of smoothies. That's
If I'm not,
fucking wild.
If I'm not
That's
mistaken, I think Jews also choose banana.
That's true.
The first one. It was the first one, so I wasn't even the original one. I was just
Well,
the
yeah, but you're the first
I'm
one to
just
tell us about you
scarier.
deep throating it.
I'm
You're
just the
the first
scarier.
one to tell us about your other kinky side to fruit eating.
The funny thing is that all of you went that way, so that's
No, it was what you said. It's in the intro video. Everybody will be able to see the intro video when we start to finish off the show here, and you can all make up your own mind whether Sir Rugless is just an absolute fruit pervert. So you know, at the end of the day, we have discussed an amazing project on Avex, which is of course Warfare 1, which will be coming very, very soon, and I'll be looking forward to playing a lot of the games that we've covered, including Warfare 1, on the stream live with some of you, potentially having some tournaments with probably Priest and others on the channel as well. I know that me and Priest, we can see that there's a lot that we want to get on the stream to play live, and we will do that in due course. As well. So yeah, Chris, you know, if you want to leave us with any, that's Rugless's new name, Fruit Pervert. So if there's anything else that you want to kind of put to the people, what to look forward to, or anything like that, please let everybody know now.
I would say join the Discord. Being able to be a part of this team is so fascinating, and I wish you guys were able to hear Damp talk. He's a very articulate individual, similar to I am in regards to passion, in regards to the project. Definitely, you know, next time Damp jumps on the mic, you know, it's just somebody that you just sit down and listen to, you know. Unfortunately, I wasn't aware that I was speaking today, but I definitely, you know, the show must go on. I was telling Voidy, as an entrepreneur, you just have to adapt and make it happen, you know. And you know, make sure you know you're following us in Discord. We're very we allow the platform to be for the community to be voice to be heard. I know Redguard and Picky are very big people in our community that have voiced their opinions, and you know, Damp and I have meetings in regards to these opinions and some suggestions. So if you do want to be a part of our growth, this is the amazing opportunity or timing to be a part of. You know, we're just starting. This game has been in development for a little bit, close to 2 months now, and we've already developed so much. We're utilizing what we learned in our previous experiences, being efficient, being able to get this game out and rolling as soon as possible is something that, you know, we hold dear to our hearts, and, you know, we're very passionate. Going back to Damp and I, you know, we do this full time. I own a couple companies in real life, and, you know, I made some changes in regards to how I structure my companies for them to run themselves while I'm developing this game. Because I'm very passionate in play to earn, and you know, creating something out of nothing is something that, you know, makes me excited. Being involved with real estate, you know, seeing a house that, you know, is completely destroyed and utilizing that imagination, having that ability to see something come out of nothing, is what excites me every single morning. being able to see the community be vocal on and seeing the vision that we have. Please be a part of it. Have the opportunity to voice yourself, and if it's something that you want to be a part of in the future, if you're deciding on creating a play to earn game in the future, feel free to be inspired, because there is other games that inspired me. Seeing these other people build these games inspired me, and if I were to inspire somebody to reach for the stars and just develop a game that clearly a lot of these game developers just have never made a game before, and having the confidence and being able to accomplish things in life is very crucial, and hopefully we tend to express that with our development. So yeah, feel free to join the Discord. CryptoLam, I appreciate the opportunity. I love what you guys are working on. Preach is such an amazing guy. I know we dabbled a little bit in our conversation in our previous AMA. What you guys are working on here is phenomenal. I love what you guys are doing. You guys are building a platform to allow projects like myself that we're working on to have a platform of voice. You're giving us a voice. So everyone that's listening, please, there's an opportunity to donate. Like they said, even a cup of coffee will be great. But if you guys could donate a little bit more, they're essentially going to be. I know the direction that they're going towards, and I'm really excited for your future interviews. And hopefully in the future, we have another opportunity to speak where Damp and I are on stage, and next time we'll be actually discussing how the game's going. And actually have the game out there. So I'm really excited in the future. Join our Twitter. Look into our future mints. The Infinity Pass is going to be something really good to get invested in if you do believe in our vision. I don't think I'm missing anything else. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. And thanks again for hosting this. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on. You're absolute legends, the lot of you. Thanks for talking with us today, Chris. Shame we couldn't get some of the others on, but we can potentially do that in the future, because we're definitely going to have you guys back, especially when we start seeing further development with the game, because we're going to be playing that, it, and we're going to be live streaming that shit as well, because it's just going to be absolutely epic.
I love it.
So yeah, I mean, this is the part of the show typically where I'll ask everybody that's on the call right now, if they can, just kind of leave everybody with a good positive message, or maybe you just want to say something, let somebody know something today. So starting with yourself, Chris, and then moving through the list, what would you say to the people listening that they can take away from today or life, or what would you say?
In regards to life, I mean, I think life tends to be very difficult in times, but when you stay true to what you want in life, the compound effect comes to mind. Knowing what your end goal is, just because you're not there today doesn't mean you're not going to get there. And having the mentality of trying to be better than who you were yesterday is so crucial to have. Maybe next time we're jumping on this call, I'll probably touch for a little bit more on the entrepreneur side and the mindset that you're going to have. And I hope everyone out there, sets their goals, crushes it, and, believes in themselves, because having confidence is very crucial. And everyone that set their time aside to listen to what I had to say, or CryptoLam and everyone else in this platform, you're setting yourself for success, because play to earn space is something new, and you guys are dabbling in the very beginning of play to earn, and I hope nothing but success for everybody. There's enough money out there for everyone to make some money, and success isn't just financially, and I hope everyone gets there spiritually, physically. Everyone just destroys it in life.
That's absolutely epic. That really resonates. That's absolutely awesome. Thanks for saying that. I don't want to cut the show off early if there's still something more to talk about. Somebody mentioned something about the Discord vaults. Is that something that you want to put out there before we close the show out?
Yeah, I think Sir Ruggles dropped that. Thank you. So Voidy came out the idea with the vaults. I would highly recommend joining Discord. The vault was an idea that Voidy came and dropped to Damp and I, and so we're giving the opportunity. It's like from 1 through 1,000, and so we were trying to find ways to get the community involved. And so these vaults will be giving out certain messages, certain alpha, certain, you know, sneak peeks of what's going to happen in the future. So being able to pick a number and the correct number, you're going to be able to open this vault. Essentially in the future, once these NFTs are going to be created, you're going to be able to win weapons, very limited skins in the future. And so if you want to get involved early, being able to acquire one of these NFTs that are very limited, you know, we don't know where this game is going to be, but through my eyes, this game is going to be a success. And you know, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure the project gets to where it needs to be. And so if you get these early NFTs, clearly it'll speak volumes later in the future if you do end up acquiring these very early. But we also want to give back to those that are involved with the project in the very beginning. I'm remembering everyone's names. And so I would definitely want to give back to those that, you know, believed in our vision in the very beginning.
That's awesome, man. Thanks so much for sharing with us. And again, we hope to have you back soon on the show, and then, you know, we can talk into more detail about some of the things that are, of course, coming. Thanks for the kind words as well. I forgot to say that. Fizz, do you want to say anything in closing, dude?
Be good to yourselves and each other.
Short, sweet, to the point. Love it. And it encapsulates the point. What about yourself, Priest, if you can?
Of course. No 0 days. I take this from my sports days and being a coach. And one of the things that people forget about being good at anything is the level of consistency you need to bring. You can't take any days off. And like, I know that sounds counterintuitive to touching grass. That's not what I mean. Like, you know, when it comes to being an athlete, you need to go for a run every day. It doesn't matter that you're not working and lifting weights. You still have things that you need to do, your daily maintenance. So no 0 days. Whatever goals you have for yourself, you know what I mean? Like, we're all reasonable. You know, you don't have to have a diet that you can't take, you know, but no 0 days, right? Like, no days where you're not working out, doing the things you need to do. No days where you're not, you know, taking care of your daily stuff. So take that to your personal life, take it to your work life, but no 0 days. That's what I got for everybody.
Always giving it 100%.
I like it.
Very nice. And Rugless, if you don't have anything insightful that you want to project out there to the people, just shout bananas.
Banana day keeps the doctor away.
That'll do.
I just like to go with the crowd.
Banana.
Yeah.
Clear follower.
Yeah, I mean, Rugless is our
Yeah, you can
resident-
tell. You can say. Yeah, you can say anything else. It's then.
He's our resident fruit pervert and minion. So yeah, banana. You heard it here, folks.
Banana.
Well, I'm a resident everywhere, so.
This is true.
That's
This is
true.
If you're new to crypto, chances are you will see Sir Rugless on average somewhere. He is literally everywhere. It's a little bit like when you play Half-Life and occasionally G-Man just pops out up in your peripheral. He's just exactly like that.
He's like a happy Voldemort.
Like a happy what? Voldemort?
Yeah, he's like a happy Voldemort. He's just always out there doing something, gathering his strength, waiting.
That's actually really good. That's actually really, really good. As a Harry Potter nerd, I really like that one.
Yeah.
Especially with how ugly Voldemort is, and you see the pictures of Rugless online, like they're really close to how ugly they are. It's perfect.
The only difference, I still have a nose, so.
Well,
For
yeah,
now.
we know it's huge.
Well, the question
now.
is, Rugless, will you end up being beaten by a 12-year-old boy?
Yes.
Yes, probably.
Specifically at Warfare 1.
Yeah,
100%.
Oh yeah, that's most definitely a yes. Yes.
Okay, well, I think we've said enough on that matter. We're going to close the show out now. Say goodbye, everybody, and I shall start the intro/outro video.
I will leave with a bang.
Banana.
Banana, indeed.
Banana.
Take care,
Thanks
everybody.
again, guys.
Thank you so much
Banana.
for watching. Thanks again for Warfare 1 coming along. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Have a good
Banana.
one. Bye.
Banana.
Dude, it's all good. It's. I feel refreshed, man. You know, what drink is so necessary?
How about you give us an introduction and tell us what we have to look forward to today?
Dude, if you were a fruit, what fruit would you be?
A banana? Alright, so write this. If you could relate yourself or your project, whichever one you want to go with, to a fruit, which fruit would it be and why?
Okay, I'll go with Eagle first and banana.
Why banana though?
Because I just, every time I speak with H1, it feels like I'm feeling one more piece of that banana, and it keeps getting better and better.
That sounds so
That
long.
project is awesome. So every time you think you know it, you know everything about it, it just surprises you.
You're the kind of guy. You're the kind of guy that if you were sat in the same room, you'd be eating a banana and maintaining aggressive eye contact. That's the kind.
Put the entire thing into his mouth at once.
Yeah.
I think the thing that we'll focus on this week is making sure that you stretch.
I don't know. I reckon a coconut, a green one.
A green coconut. Okay, we've had coconut before, but not green one. Why?
I don't know, you gotta go through the hard stuff before you can get to the good stuff. So
Yeah, thanks for asking. I think I would say probably a mango is like a fruit that you think is like pretty good, but when you actually bite into it, you're like, oh, this is delicious and amazing. It's like I'm all about trying to make things fun, make things enjoyable, and maybe a little bit surprising. Like, you know, your own mentality can make such a big difference in your life, your positivity and stuff. And I really, really enjoy being in spaces with all the people here, the other spaces that I've been in, learning from everybody. So I get really excited, and I hope other people do too.